making really money for you? And sometimes even diversification. You have diversified a lot. Now, is it making money for you? And those are the things we need to look at. And you must also do stock taking on yourself. Do you see any growth and development? Growth and development. You cannot spend 2 years, 3 years doing the same thing, but you don't find growth and development. Why don't you do stock taking? What are the things which I do that don't bring? Thank you very much. This is another opportunity, another time where we need to empower ourselves and to grow. Of course, it's yours, Dr. Titi. What I wanted us to do today at this time, in this moment, is to take the principles of what we normally know, stock taking. Therefore, I want us to learn from the importance of stock taking in our lives. But most of the time we hear about stock taking regularly in business. Therefore, business creates space and create time annually to count what they have, to check the inventory which they have, so that they can understand what is either helping them and what is not helping them. In business, where mostly we work and you work, you find that they look at these items because stock in itself can determine either it's a cash flow, can also determine profitability of the business. Now, you cannot run a business but you don't want to look at your stock taking. You need to know whether things which you have bought some years, some time ago, either they are moving or they're not moving. But the other important thing about stock taking is that the space which we have, the space which is in your disposal, it's an important space which you need to be worried about. And if you carry on managing the things and the things are not moving, therefore your business cannot work without stock taking. Therefore, you need to be worried about whether the stock is moving or whether the stock is not moving. And that's very much important. And the other element which we need to look at is to say, who is paying for this space? Because there's an indirect cost on the basis of your stock. There's an indirect cost on the basis of what you are doing. And that's very much important, that we look at whether our items are moving or our items are not moving. That space might be utilized for other things. That space might also use for new products which are in the market. Now, our life is similar to what business do. Our life is similar to an entity. You are an entity on your own. And as an entity on your own, you need to have time where you do stock taking about who is around you. we need to do that. And this is a task which sometimes we ignore, which sometimes we don't prioritize it, to verify and check people around you. Who are the people around you? Because if you don't do that, some people who comes to us think about what we do in maths. In maths, we have got a plus. Some people who come to our life, they can be a plus, therefore they can add value to you. But there are other people who are a negative, who are a subtractor to your life, who are subtracting the value in you. Now, are we looking at those people? Because it's very much important that we must look at the people around me, around you. But the other people around us, they can be a multiplier. They can be a multiplier in our lives. And who are those people whom you really consider as a multiplier in your life? Who are those people? But other people, as we are talking about math symbols and math signs which we use, they can be a divider. They can be divisive in our lives. They can reduce us. They can minimize us, because you know, if you divide anything by a certain number, the lesser it becomes. You divide 4 by 2, it becomes 2. You divide 8 by 2, it becomes 4. Therefore, it becomes less. Who are these people who are dividing your life that it doesn't become a multiplier, therefore it doesn't become a plus? Around us, if we want to do stock taking, like in business, it is our family members, closer and extended. Now, look at the people around you. Either your family members might be a subtractor, your family members can be a multiplier, your family member can be a divisive element, and your family member can be subtractor, negative. They bring negative thoughts into you. Even our extended family. Now, we need to be worried about who are around us. Even your friends, even my friends. What kinds of friends do we have? Are these friends helping you, or are these friends draining you? You know, there are friends who are immediately when they are with you, you need to be paying. You need to make them happy. You need to fill the table. You need to take them there. They're always in your car occupying a space. Occupying a space which you are paying. And therefore you are paying for them. But there are other friends really who are beneficial. You need them. They help you. They support your dream. They support your direction. Again, if you look at our social partners, people whom we socialize with, who are these people you socialize with? When you are out over the weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays, even on holidays, who are these social partners around you and around me? What value are they bringing to you? Are we doing stock taking? Because there are people whom really you need to discard. Even in business, when you are doing business and your business is in a loss, you need to look what is causing this business to be in a loss. Because in reality, you are not in business for a loss. You are in business to make money. You are in business to make profit. You are business even to be far above, so that you are able to invest and you are also able to grow the business. But who are these partners you have? Now, when we are doing stock taking, let's not only stick to only those things which I've just mentioned, but there are things which are like assets or items in our lives. I know many of us, if we open our wardrobe, we might be creating a further space because of the clothes which we have. And these clothes for the past 3-4 years, you have never put them on. Then why are you still keeping them? Because that's a wasteful space, but also maybe somebody might need them. If you don't want to donate and to give away to those people who need them, why then don't you put a price? And then your wardrobe will be able to breathe, will have space. Also, I've seen people in asset side, they've got cars, many cars. Are we aware that luxury cars don't bring income? Unless you are driving it to go and make business. But luxury cars don't bring income. Therefore, they are a liability, they are a cost to you. How many do you have? You keep on pouring fuel on that one, pouring fuel on that one, and so on. Is it bringing in income to you? But why do you have so many? Yes, maybe you need a buggy. Yes, maybe you need an SUV. Yes, maybe you need that double cab and so on. But are they not really a liability to you? They need maintenance. They need service. Yes. And some of our families, they come and borrow and you lend them to them. And when they bring them, possibly they are empty. And even sometimes our children, they do the same. Because the car is filled with fuel, they just take it and they bring it back and they park it and they know that you will pay for fuel. Now, is that not a cost to you? Why don't you look at that? Sometimes we also have houses. Houses are houses which we own. Are these houses luxury, or are these houses really an item which is an investment? Because you need to look at that. Is this house costing me a lot of maintenance? But are they tenants? What is the occupancy in that house and in that house? Yes, possibly you want to keep them as an investment. But are they not now becoming a liability? Or are they really a good business, a good investment? Sometimes we also invest in different portfolios. You need to do stock taking of those portfolios to check whether they are making really money for you. And sometimes even diversification. You have diversified a lot. Now, is it making money for you? And those are the things we need to look at. And you must also do stock taking on yourself. Do you see any growth and development? Growth and development. You cannot spend 2 years, 3 years doing the same thing, but you don't find growth and development. Why don't you do stock taking? What are the things which I do that don't bring growth in my life? What are the things which I do that don't bring development in me? And what I'm reading. Which books am I reading? What kind of books am I reading? What kind of information do I try to get from the website, from all the internet? Because the other information and the money you are spending on data, on social media, is it bringing in income? Is it bringing in anything which is value add to your life? And I think those are the most important questions we need to do. We need to do our own stock taking. I need to do my own stock taking. And this must be a regular thing which we do. You cannot spend 6 months and a year without doing it. I mean, at work, most of the time, that's why you find that they said we must do quarterly reviews. Therefore, every 3 months we are reviewing what we have done. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't do your reviews in a week, in a month, and so on. You might be doing them. But you have formalized quarterly review so that you can check whatever you are doing, whether it is going the direction you want to go, whether you want to change. And that's very much important. And amongst us, who are the fans? Who are the spectators when I'm doing this stock taking? Yes, of course, possibly you need people who can clap hands for you. You need people who can really say, yes, come, run. You need people who can also call you when you are playing well this soccer, and they call you with nicknames and so on. But what value are they adding? What encouragement are they giving? Or are they distractors? They always take you. When you are busy focusing, they come. When you are busy trying to say, I want to finish this, they come. When you want to study for exam, they are always there. When you want to concentrate to finish a certain project, they are always there. And what value? Are they not really derailers in your life? Or some of the people around us are consumers. Consumers, most of the time, unless they are consuming the product we are developing and they are paying for it, some consumers, they are only emptying our pockets. Are they not doing that? Some of the people, yes, you need them because they are your coach. Some of the people, you need them because they are your mentors. Some of the people, you need them because they guide you. Why are you like a soccer team? Everywhere you are like a soccer team. Everywhere you are, it seems you are playing rugby, or you are in a cricket, or you are in another games, or you are in a field, in a stadium. Because every time you love to see these people, and you have never evaluated what value they are doing. You need to do stock taking. I need to do stock taking because life requires that. Because some of the things which in reality which we have are just nice to have. Are the things which you have in your house not nice to have? You know, just stay in a corner. There are flowers. But what are they doing? They are costing you to maintain them. It's a cost to maintain them. Some of the things which we have in our life is just to keep the fantasy of life. You know, there are people who like this public fantasy. Oh, he's great, she's great, he's doing well. But really, they don't know that for you to be where you are and to do what you are doing, it's not reality. You are pleasing them by what you are not. You are living a fantasy life. You are in debt. You are owing people. You are always trying to avoid and changing cell phones, trying to avoid to meet people. Now, we need to do stock taking. And we must know stock is equal to money. People around us, they must be equating to the value they are giving to us. And that value we should be able to quantify, not only work on qualitative statements. Now, there are few lessons which stock taking does to us. One of the first things which stock taking do, which we normally do in our business, is that it brings accountability. You need to have accountability on what is there. You need to have accountability of what is moving and running this business. Now, what about you? If you look into your actions, how are your actions? The actions which you normally take, are they bringing anything, or you are always, your actions put you in danger? Your action puts you in the wrong space. What about your thoughts? The things which you are always thinking about, are they beneficial to you and the people around you? What about the decisions you are making? What about your emotions? There are times where our emotions leads us into wrong space. Some of our people, their emotions, the way their feelings took them, they are now in prison. Some people are impulsive buyers. They always buy because it's month end and it's very close to the shelves. How are your emotions treating you? And also sometimes our emotions, the way we react to people, it has put people away from us. Therefore, because of your emotions, because when you are in your temper, you cannot respond well, you cannot talk well, you cannot action well. What about your decisions? What about your goals? I think stock taking teaches people accountability, but also stock taking helps you in the second thing, to access whatever you are doing. You need to assess it, you need to adjust what you are doing. You cannot always move in the direction which you are going. You need to say, oh, I've realized what I have, and therefore, where should I adjust? Evaluate, identify areas for improvement. And it is important that we make adjustment. In this life, you will not make it if you don't make adjustment. But the other thing which stock taking teaches us is that your life must be organized. You must be organized, because even if things which are put in the shelves are not organized, then people will not buy what you want them to buy. If people are not in order, they are not visible, people will not buy. Now, is your life organized? What are your priorities in this life? Which task do you prioritize more? And also, you need to prioritize, organize where you must go, where you must not go. And that's stock taking, because you know where you have bent your fingers. You know where you have been possibly been hit by other people. You know where you have been changed. You know where you have been in danger. Now, why do you keep on going to those places? Stock taking help you to be organized. And it also help you to check what you are eating, and what you are supposed to eat, and what you are not supposed to eat, and what you are supposed to drink, and what you are not supposed to drink. Because some of us, even our body shapes, our look, we are worried about the look, but we do nothing. Therefore, if you have done stock taking, if you have been to the medical practitioners and they've evaluated your weight, they've evaluated your height, they've evaluated the blood pressure, they've evaluated the way your heart is beating, they've evaluated the sugar levels and so on. They are not doing that just for the sake of doing that. They are saying you must be organized your life so that maybe your health can improve. But you must also manage your time. Stock taking help us to be organized, but also organize on time. There are people who always arrive in meetings or in engagements late. And there are people who always leave early. They've got somewhere they are going. They're not organized. But also stock taking helps you to say, what should you let go? And that's a difficult part which we have. You must let other things go. There are other people or items which you must allow to go. There are other habits which I must allow to go. There are other relationships which are no longer serving the purpose. We must cut them. But stock taking also helps you to have gratitude. You should be able to appreciate and acknowledge the blessings which you have. You should practice gratitude. That's stock taking, because you will see, oh, these items are cash cows. They are bringing in money. They are helping me. And therefore, we must stock. People in this community, they like these items. Therefore, you are happy because they are buying them in bulk. Now, what do you really do in your life after stock taking? Are you always in regrets? Are you always worried about whatever you have done? But stock taking helps us to prepare. We should do preparation for the life which we are in. We should prepare for the future. Of course, there are other people who are no longer in the future, because the future is the present. But when you are still pointing to the future, of course, grave is also part of the future. If you think you have made it, you have made it in life. But you need to prepare for the future. You need to set goals. You need to work towards achieving your goals. Now, what are you doing? Stock taking helps you to prepare. You prepare the time to do stock taking. You prepare when to repeat it. You prepare also what are the things we need to throw away and when. And you prepare also the team which you need to have. That's stock taking. But stock taking teaches us also to be efficient. You must optimize the time and the energy and the resources to achieve more with less. Achieve more with less. Therefore, develop efficiency in whatever you do. And that's very much important. But stock taking also helps you to have responsibility. As I said in the beginning, I said it helps you to be accountable, but also it helps you to develop responsibility. Take ownership of your life. Take ownership of your actions. Take ownership of your decisions. And most of the time we like to blame and so on. But some of the things which have happened in us, it was my decision. It was your decision. Now take responsibility to that. But the other last important item which I wanted to share with you is that stock taking help you to embrace growth. You must be able to embrace growth. On the basis of how my business is doing, I will be able to say, where should I change? What should I learn? What are my learning experience? And what are the continuous improvement which I must implement in my business? Colleagues, friends, partners, I think I wanted us to learn and study that stock taking which we do at work, we must also do stock taking to ourselves, to my life. Based on the lessons of stock taking, I think you can optimize your life. I think you can then go and achieve your goals. You can become a better version of yourself, who you are today, on the basis of stock taking. And you implement what you are picking up in your stock taking. Life also should apply the lessons of stock taking. I thank you for the time and the opportunity that you have given me this opportunity to listen to me. It's better to pay attention today rather than to cost you in your life by being a failure. I thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really would like to appreciate the time and the opportunity you take to watch what we present. Yes, I'm yours, Dr. Chililo Thomas Razirani of the Chikobi clan. Of course, I hail from the Limpopo province. In short, your self-introspection speaker who helps you to see yourself. I appreciate the time. What we would like to invite you to do is really to say, yes, can you like our videos? Can you also subscribe to our channel? And also share these videos to other people, because the value is on adding to other people. Yes, check the space for the new work, for the new videos. Yes, watch our website www.mindtowork.co.za for events which can be upcoming, so that we also meet and with each other. We really appreciate the time and the opportunity you take to add value to your own life, and also to harvest what you will use to add value to the other people. We thank you very much. God bless.